Okay. All right, everyone, this is it. We did it. So round of applause for us. You know, I have missed being able to hug everybody for sure. Little side conversations that we can't have now. However, we have so many new people that were able to join us because this is accessible. So there's a lot for us to give thought to. I do like the hugging a lot. I'd prefer to hug everyone, including the new people, but we have a lot to work out with this. So thank you. Thank you to the team, to Nora, to Caryn, to Sarah, to Stav, and where is Scott? Well, I don't know if I see Scott, but Scott, we all bow to you and your Zoom knowledge for pulling this together. Yeah, and the volunteers, we had more volunteers for this virtual convention than I think I've ever seen. So that more hands in, which is always a really good thing. So there's a lot of positives we can take away. The theme has been showing up. So it kind of feels like we are for this conference. We have shown up for ourselves, for each other. For this closing, I just realized we don't have chocolate kisses. We'll have to figure out a way to get chocolate kisses to people next time, but yeah. We have several people who are going to share their thoughts on how they might want to try to show up for themselves or for others in the future. After those several people have spoken, if you would like to share your thoughts, please put your name in the chat box and we will call on you after other people are done sharing. I think we'll get started. So the prompt people will be speaking about is, I will try to show up by, and if we can have Mark O'Malia jump in.
Hey. Hey, everyone. My name's Mark. And first off, I just have to say thank you so much to all of you guys for putting this amazing experience together for all of us. I certainly was disappointed that, and still am disappointed that we can't all, spend some real quality in person experiences together, but this was just so life-giving, and I can't help but reflect on the fact that whenever I'm at Friends year after year, it really helps me to reflect on previous versions of myself, like the 7-year-old who was told there was something called stuttering and that he needed help. The 11-year-old who stayed up in bed thinking of every other possible name his mom could have named him that didn't start with an M. The 14-year-old who stifled so many stories and jokes and compromised so many messages because of the fear of stuttering. But I think the most strongest version of myself that I reflected on today was the 19-year-old who made the decision to reach out to a perfect stranger named Joe Cordy on Facebook because he heard a Stutter Talk podcast for the first time and felt hope. As I've mentioned to some friends here, this conference feels like I'm, grabbing a cup of coffee with all of these younger versions of myself, and I'm letting them know that they're going to be okay. That younger version of myself has been sitting right here with me through everything and hearing all of the incredible, inspiring, authentic words from all of you. And I think the prompt is showing up. I really want to show up for him. And I think that I do that by continuing to showing up for our community and keep fighting to make the world understand that what we all know so strongly, that our voices matter, and as Carrie so wonderfully shared yesterday, that our voices are actually beautiful. And one more thing that I think I realized is I definitely have a tendency to cover up feelings that feel inconvenient or scary or hard. You know, I think just like many people, I try to lean into happiness and joy when they happen, and I love it when life is calm. And life over the past few months has been anything but that. You know, and I think after a childhood of avoiding and hiding as a main coping strategy, it can be really hard to show up to those true feelings sometimes. But I think if I've learned something over the past few months, it's that these feelings really command and deserve to be felt. You know, and maybe instead of seeing them as a curse, they may be a starting place for us to realize that we aren't meant to carry them alone. You know, the same shame and fear that kept me up at night was the starting place of my decision to take a risk and reach out to a total stranger on Facebook that I felt something about. You know, and I think in reflecting on Joel's keynote today, it sounds like for him, that starting place was showing up to his own story, as hard and as scary and as terrifying as that may have felt for him. And I think he was able to show up because Eric showed up for himself, you know, and I think I'm sure all of us can spend a lot of time tracing the individuals in our lives who showed up for themselves that inspired us to show up for ourselves. So I guess, you know, I just wanted to say, I really want to start showing up for those hard feelings in my life and listening to what they have to say. Really, thank you guys. It's been such an honor to witness all of you show up for your own stories and own hard feelings. And I'm so inspired to give myself more permission to fully show up to mine.
Thank you, Mark. Aileen is going to share a few words.
Hi, can you hear me? I feel like I always have some technical difficulties with these things. I really enjoy these past few days being able to virtually be with everyone. It was a good reminder of things that are important to me and to really look in word and continuing to challenge myself and not just stay in one place. And from this conference, I will try to show up by being even more open and vulnerable about my stuttering, to continue to educate people on a daily basis that I come across in life, even if it is uncomfortable for me, if it's not what I want to be doing at the moment. It's so important to continue speaking up for our selves and to take that extra minute to speak up. I owe it to myself and to all of you guys to continue to stuttering confidently and embrace this common thread that we all have. I managed to find a t-shirt that I got at my first ever Friends conference, which I have on right now. It's from 18 years ago. And I'm just so thankful to have friends in my life for the past 18 years, to always have the support behind me and have this chance to learn new things each time and reunite with old friends and meet new people. So thank you very much for putting on this conference. It's been a wonderful past few days.
Thanks, Aileen. I can't believe you still have that t-shirt. so that it fits. Next, Mark Baer is going to share a few words.
Hey everyone, my name is Mark. First off, thanks to Lee and all the organizers and volunteers, and everyone who participated in the conference. It's been an awesome last 3 days and a healthy reminder that stuttering is okay and even beautiful, and so it's been awesome. A moment that stuck from this year's conference was during the How We Show Up panel on Thursday, when Gianna said, when we show up as our true selves, we're also showing up for others. And I think that's such a great message. And so I'll try to show up for both myself and others by showing up as my true self. And on that note, I'd like to share something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Recent incidences of police brutality have highlighted the inequality and racism so deeply built into systems of power and institutions in our country. And as someone who's on the privileged end of these inequalities, I will show up by doing all that I can to fight for what's right. And these last few days have reminded me how amazing the Friends community is. And I know that every single one of you can make a big impact in your own communities. And so I hope you'll join me in these efforts, and I look forward to hearing about them next year in Colorado.
Excellent. Thank you for, someone else just said, thank you for bringing this full circle, but thank you, Mark. Yeah, necessary. Next, we have Ava.
Okay, yeah. Hi, my name is Ava, and I also wanted to thank, you know, everyone who participated in this conference and made it possible, because it's really good being here, even if we can't be here in person. And this is the first time, like, in my life where I wasn't like terrified about speaking in front of a lot of people, because I know you guys are really supportive and great audience. But anyway, so like, I feel like what people can do to show up really varies between each person. Okay, I mean, to me, it kind of like, showing up means being comfortable with yourself and the way you communicate. And, you know, like, if you're doing a speech in front of a class, like, that can really depend, like, whether you want to go up there and just stutter openly, or if you want to try and speak fluently. It kind of depends, but how I see it is just doing whatever is necessary to make you feel the most comfortable and make you feel confident in the way you communicate with other people. So yeah, that was it.
Thank you, Ava. Drew, do you want to share a few words?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I will try to show up by recognizing what showing up means for others. I can make someone's day by showing up fully, being completely present to receive, and by fully receiving others, I receive myself in the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. And Ava Zamborsky, can we hear a few words from you?
Hi, my name is Ava Zamborsky, and showing up to me means to be there for others and to support others. This relates to me by learning that being myself and having a stutter is perfectly fine. And I definitely learned from people older than me who also have a stutter, because most of the time, some speech therapists, they don't know what stuttering is, and they don't know how to teach you. I also want to help kids who are younger than me, so they know that having a stutter is perfectly fine and that they should embrace it instead of hiding it. When I was younger, I always thought that a speech pathologist knew what was best for me and that I didn't have a say of what to do with my speech. But now that I'm older, I know that we all should speak up and take control over what we want to do rather than listen to this speech teacher. What I took from this is talking with others that stutter is to know that if someone wants to tell me what to do with my speech, that I have to say that I know what's best for me and that it's my choice. Also, it's better to show up and be with others that also have a stutter than to be with people who think like kids like my age who think that stuttering is bad and that I should hide it. And we should all remember that it's your speech and your speech only, so no one should take that away from you. And I want to thank everyone who made this a great first friends convention for me.
Thank you, Ava. Thank you, Ava. Hey, Ava, was this your first time talking to like hundreds of people? I think she's muted.
Yeah, well, I do theater, so it was definitely my first time talking to this many people, but I felt more comfortable because everyone here won't make fun or anything. So
Wonderful. We look forward to hearing you next year, girl. Next is Louise.
Hi, everybody. My name's Luis, and I was try to show up by speaking when I have to, despite the fact that stutter. Whether I have to take a leadership role, present a project or anything else that involves speaking to other people.
Excellent. Thank you, Luis. Thanks for being here. We can thank you everyone for showing up and sharing your thoughts. This is tough. We can take names in the chat room for anyone who would like to speak. And Caryn, the first person who wants to speak is Lynn Ryan. Oh, you know what?
Looks like there are two Lyns and neither of them have a last name.
No, all right. Their thing is DP Ryan. I think it will say DP Ryan, I think it says.
Yep. So sorry. We're trying. I don't know if too many of us are trying to unmute you at the same time, so maybe just Dav will.
Okay. Well, while we're waiting to find Lynn Ryan, is there anyone else who would like to speak? I don't know how we know that. Yeah. The best way to do that is to put your name in the chat box. It says Gracie wants to speak. Gracie. Where is Gracie? Caryn, can you find Gracie? Someone found Gracie.
Wait, are we just speaking about about showing up or about whatever or what?
You could really share whatever you'd like, hon.
Okay. Well, um, some of you might know this, but as far as I know, I'm the third person to stutter because my dad stutters and my grandpa on my dad side stutters too. But he became a pastor, and my dad now works at the call center. That's on the charter. And yeah, I forgot what else I was going to say. So yeah.
Well, thank you. All right, who do we have next? Oh, Kendrell would also like to speak. Hey, Kendrell, the same thing that happened yesterday. We can barely hear you because of your connection. Caryn, did you suggest yesterday that Kendrell call in? Might that work now?
Yeah, Kendrell, if you want to call in, the phone numbers are on this schedule. We also can copy it into the chat. That might be a better way, so then we can hear what you have to say. I think Sahara just put it into the chat. So if you want to give that a go, and then once you're able to connect again, we can unmute you again.
Yeah. Eric is also suggesting that maybe Kendrell shut off his video. I don't know. I guess that could help.
I also want to apologize to Lynn. For some reason, we can't unmute you. We've tried many times.
What a kick in the teeth that is.
I know, Lynn, I am so sorry.
You don't even know. This lady's been waiting to talk for, a good amount of time. So we can't unmute her? Okay.
Oh,
Lynn could call in also.
I think
wait.
it's now.
There she is.
So do you see me?
No, we don't see you, but I'd rather hear you. Oh, we see you and hear you.
Okay.
Just how.
So you can see me now?
Yes.
Sorry, and we have 3 different computers going on with this conference, so I'm sorry for the confusion. But I just wanted to thank the Friends group. We have attended 3 conferences, including this one, and it's been life-changing for our son Noah, who is 14. So when we went to the first conference, Noah was just really quiet and shy and not really wanting to talk at all. And just last year's conference and then this year, just really seeing him show his voice and really getting out there. And this conference, being on Zoom, I mean, it was definitely a little different. And for him, he really didn't want to be on the video or talk or anything, but I'm really proud of him. He went out of his comfort zone and spoke during the small groups, and he was feeling more comfortable with his face showing and all of that. So just wanted to say how proud I am of him and all the progress that he's made thanks to Friends.
Thank you, Lynn. I'm glad we're able to see and hear you. Who's next?
I believe Jayden is next.
Hi, my name is Jayden. I would just like to share that I plan to show up by trying to educate others about stuttering. Continuing to stutter openly. Helping out my as well as continuing to support my other stuttering friends, and I would just like to thank Lee and everybody who helped set this conference up, as it's great to have a community and to be able to meet so many other people that stutter.
Thank you so much, Jayden. All right, we're going to hear from Alexis next.
Hi. I'm Alexis Rumph. I have been going to the conferences for about 10 years now, and I just wanted to say that I really missed everyone, and I can't wait to go to next year's conference. And I think after meeting so many new and wonderful people at friends. I have become a more confident person in my stutter, and I've really grown. I mean, especially from doing speech therapy with Sarah. So thank you.
Thanks, Alexis. It is good to see. Who's next? Do we know? Because I've lost track. Caryn, Stav, anyone else?
We don't have anyone else that's put their name in. So if anyone would like to share next, just write your name down in the chat box, and we'll make sure to unmute you.
Yeah, let's wait a few minutes and see if anyone decides they would like to share before we call Joe Pop-Up. Caryn, you want to read Adam's?
Sure. Adam said that his microphone's not working, but that he plans to show up by being there for others and helping others in need.
Thanks, Adam. Yeah, and Kendrell, has Kendrell called in yet?
Kendrell, are you there? There are a few phone numbers. I'm just not sure if any of them are him.
Oh.
I had looked up what his area code might be, and neither of those seem to be. Oh, there's Kendrell.
Okay, there's Kendrell.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, you're there.
I wanted to say that I'm thankful, like, friends, because it made me realize that I'm not the only one that stutters, and it it made me realize that I own in the world, and feel more I feel more confident in 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 my in in my stuttering, and it helped me realize realize that there's a, a it made me realize that there's um, a million people in the world that stutter, and it it made me it 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 made me proud of myself that I'm not the only one that stutters. I have I've been I've, I've been a better at sometimes communicating with people and understand, like, to understand what people are and what people are going through, and I can have back, like, to support them if they're being run down, and if they feel a discomfort in the stuttering, I can help them bring them back up, bring their confidence back up, and show them show and teach them how to communicate better if, if they're feeling a discomfort in themselves, and and it made me, it really opened my eyes on other people who stutter, and it made me more supportive of other people, because will get sometimes I would get like real nervous when I'm talking to people who stutter, and they try to sometimes rush me, and it just make me it just make me more nervous. And but I wanted, I would say, hold on, let me speak. Try to rush me, like, let me talk. And I didn't, I didn't, I didn't interrupt you when you. So let me speak. And and uh, and and don't don't and don't I don't interrupt me when I'm speaking, because a, that's a disrespect. And 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 when you're in the class, like if you have a question and you wanna, if you wanna ask the teacher something, and you sometimes stutter, and 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 your other classmates don't stutter, they start to they, they, they they start to make they start to make fun of you, and and you just, and if someone makes fun of you when you have a question, like if someone makes fun of you and they start to laugh at you, but you just look at them like, really, like speaking, and you're interrupting, like stop. You just, and you just give them a look, really. yeah, uh, and it made me real happy because I know that I'm not alone. One of the last, it made me real happy because I met friends, and I wish I could have met friends like a a a lot a lot sooner, like so I can meet like a whole a whole bunch of people that stutter, like and make and 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 make uh, and make more friends.
Well, we are delighted that you are here and have made friends and hope to see and hear you next year. So glad you were able to get a better connection. That was great. Thank you, Kendrell.
Thank you.
I know we're running a little bit behind, but I think we're going to let a few more people talk, unless, correct me if I'm wrong, Lee.
2 more, and then we need Joe Pop up here.
Okay, great. So we're going to do Eddie Samp next.
Hey guys, I just wanted to thank everybody who organized this Zoom annual Friends Convention. I know that we all really didn't know what to expect. I know that I didn't know what to expect, and I am really glad that we could continue this annual tradition. And usually in the closing ceremony, there are a couple times I really start to choke up, and I thought that because it would be a Zoom call, not in person, that wouldn't happen. But Kendrell, it was great to hear you share that, and it was it was powerful and a reminder of what this organization and as Perry talked about, what this community is all about. And you know, and again, I didn't know what to expect. It's obviously been a much different experience than doing this in person. I'm disappointed that we were not able to do it in person in Maryland, but I've also noticed that one of the plus sides of this is I have talked with some people who were not even planning on doing the in-person convention, and because it's been online, we were able to reach out to people and share experiences with people who were, you know, I've talked to a number of people in Washington State as an example, and it's been an opportunity, and maybe we've capitalized on this, to expand our network and share our message, and I think that's a good thing. And maybe some of those people who were not planning on coming to Maryland because of this experience are now considering coming to Colorado next year. And yeah, this is a great community, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Thanks, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie.
All right, for the last person before Joe Pop, it's going to be joannaveth. screen name, but Woody Gallagher, I believe, if I read the message right.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Woody. I'm a person with a stutter from Chicago, Illinois. I'm going to show up by making a $100 contribution to the Friends Who Stutter or Friends Who Stutter organization. If I could read a quick excerpt from your page. I got my mouth here, the hair. Since 1997, Friends has touched the lives of thousands of people. We offer financial help in the form of grants to help families afford the cost of registration and the hotel. Without this aid, many families would be unable to attend. In one case, our aid allowed a family to stay in the hotel rather than sleep in the family car, which shows how much the Friends experience is valued. We continue to do all we can to keep expenses down, hotel rates, meals, and registration fees. If you are able, we would like you to consider a donation to help another family attend our convention. Registration lodging for a family of two, one parent and one child, is approximately $800. For two parents and two children to attend the convention, registration lodging cost is approximately $1,300. The organization is an asset to our community, and thank you for your do. And I'll make the donation right as soon as we all get done. Thank you.
What a great way to end the open mic. Thank you very much. Very appreciated. And thank you for being with us. Hopefully you'll be with us next year in Denver. Speaking of traditions, we need to bring up Joe Pop. Joe Popovich has been doing a countdown at the beginning of our convention for years now, just to set off the convention. I blew it and totally forgot about it. So Joe has graciously decided to do the countdown, but a slightly different countdown. So Joe, it's all yours.
Appreciate it. So then, like, just the other day, Lee and I were talking and we were thinking of, like, just what would be the best way, like, to incorporate the countdown for the virtual convention, and we decided that it'd be best to do it right at the end, because then just it'd be a better fit for the theme of this convention showing up, and then just this like a countdown here to officially close the 2020 convention just represents two things. The first thing is to show up for those families and then just individuals that usually make the Friends convention in the year after year, show up for them who cannot make the convention. I can think of so many people and families is often the top of my head, but I mean, just show up for them and remind them like just all of the feelings that Friends gives us, and get them you get them like just excited and motivated to come to Denver next summer. And then the second thing in that is the countdown repertory events is to show up to create the change that we want in the world. I mean, as we all know, these are pretty trying times right now. Now that we are living in, and there's so much stuff going on, and we all know what that stuff is. But then just as the end of Friends always gives us this high, this Friends high that really just makes our comfort zone much bigger. It makes us feel much more comfortable with stuttering all of these things, but then just to use it in that Friends high to just create the change we want in the world, whatever that change means to us. So I mean, just without further ado, I know just as the majority just of us us just are on mute, but then just as to let's count down it, and then just officially close the 2020 convention. So let's all start at 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's it.
Thank you all. I mean, just as to thank you all I'll turn it back to Lee, and then I think that I speak for so many just of us when I say Lee, just I love you more than you'll ever know, and thank you so much for this organization that has completely changed my life. Thanks, Lee.
Right back at your kiddo. Everybody, I don't do this well at all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for making this possible. Please stay tuned for new up and coming virtual programs as soon as we figure out what they're going to be. I believe you'll, Nora, right? People will be getting a survey within the next few days about your thoughts on the convention. Please fill it out. We need your input because this is all new for everybody. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe, and see you soon.